Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Dota 2 first-person VOD. This one is very special, and I'm about to tell you why. So the other day, I was just doing my matchmaking thing, waiting for a good game, and the game pops up, and I see who I'm playing against, and I see who's on my team, and my mind is just blown on the spot. So here's why. On my team, we have some really pro players. We have fujiapples, who's probably best known for being on team EG fujiapples, as well as Warden, who I think quit a little bit ago, but probably best known for being on team Loaded with players like Chu and that kind of stuff. So those two players are pro, and we also have some other players I think who are probably really good since they know the pros, but I don't recognize their names. Anyways, however, wait until you hear who's on the other team. So going against us, we have Pajkatt, who was on team Nirvana Int and won $80,000 in the Dota 2 International. So Pajkatt's on the other team. We have SK Loda on the other team playing Sven, as well as MYM Fear, well, best known as being on MYM, I guess, who's playing Storm Spirit on the other team. And holy crap, looks like in the middle lane, I wasn't there, but Zeus picked up a first kill on Shadow Fiend, who's being played by Pajkatt. I think we ganked middle to get that first blood off. Anyways, here in the bottom lane, I'm going to be laning with Faceless Void. We're going to try to be very aggressive versus this Sven and Tidehunter lane. And we just saw some back and forth exchange. Sven threw out his stun on Faceless Void. I thought something was going to go down, so I threw out my slaw on him, but nothing really happened. We just traded blows there. Of course, I'm obviously very intimidated going up against these players, but it's gonna turn out to be a good game, so that's why I uploaded this. So we already have some action early on in the middle and top lanes. Bottom lane, we're gonna try to be very aggressive. As you can see, I'm trying to keep Sven and Tidehunter back because this is a double melee lane, and I am Venomancer, which is one of the best early harassers in the game, especially once you get a little bit of his second ability. Looks like I'm backing off a little bit, but Faceless Void is sort of in the fray, but they haven't really attacked him, so I throw out my slow. I managed to catch both Sven and Tidehunter, and we're gonna go after Sven. Loda now is in a little bit of trouble. He throws out the stun on Faceless Void, but that's not gonna be enough because he gets taken down. I think Creep actually took him down, but the gold was split between me and Faceless Void, so hey, not too bad. And we took out Sven, played by Loda. So anyways, we are continuing this lane. Again, I want to take every advantage possible of the fact that it is a double melee lane, and I am Venomancer. Usually Venomancer is played as a pusher, but this game I decided I'm going to play him more as a ganker, and he works really well as a ganker, especially in the early game as well. Uh-oh, but here comes Pajkatt. I don't run fast enough apparently, and he's going to come in with his Shadow Fiend and pick me off. He's following up that nice stun by Sven, so unfortunately I die right there. And Shadow Fiend, who's played by Pajkatt, is going to get the kill off. But I am back, and I think I'm going to teleport straight back to the bottom lane, try to get some more harass down on both Loda and both Sven and Tidehunter are fairly low. I'm gonna throw out the harass just a little bit more, but oh, it looks like Faceless Void wants the kill, so I just following his lead right there, throwing out my slow after his leap. But Sven with a nice stun right there is gonna stop that engagement. Meanwhile, it looks like Tidehunter has left this lane and looks like he's heading middle by the looks on the minimap. By the way, this is a replay. I know some people previously were like, dude, what the heck's wrong with the Fog of War? You can kind of like see through it and stuff. But that's only because this is on a replay. But you still get to see the first person kind of view, which is pretty cool, I guess. Anyways, bottom lane, we're doing really good. By this point, Faceless Void pretty much has free farm of this lane. Both Sven and Tidehunter have left to go top. I'm going to stick around just a little bit longer, I think, to get my boots. And then I'm going to start roaming around a little bit more. Because Faceless Void, this lane is pretty much won already. And both Sven and Tidehunter know that they can't get too much done here in the bottom lane. So they went top to try to win that lane over, I suppose. Faceless Void is getting a lot of the last hits, which is a good thing. But unfortunately for me, I won't be getting my boots anytime soon. So I think I just leave and go to the middle lane, let Faceless Void just get everything there in the bottom lane, so he can become huge and fat later on and carry us for the win. Alright, so I'm heading out to the middle lane. Probably going to try to catch Pajkatt here. And hopefully I'm not saying that wrong. Pajkatt. Alright. Well, that's how a guy with an American accent would say it, I suppose. Uh-oh. I meet Loda here in the lower ground, and he actually shoots a stun up to the high ground and hits Mirana. I'm going to continue chasing him. Nice Mirana arrow on the Tidehunter. I finish him off with the little poison thing. And wow, Zeus is going to finish off Shadow Fiend. Loda is now is in a little bit of trouble. Fujiapples playing Sand King. Comes in for a nice stun. And we're going to finish him off pretty easily here. And now the hero kill advantage has swung to our favor. 6 kills to 3 kills, as you can see on the top. Now we're feeling pretty good right now. I'm going to take this middle lane since there's no one really here. And the engagement, I suppose, has just finished. I'm going to try to hit level 6. But it looks like Pajkatt is coming behind me. I'm going to throw out my slow. I'm scared that he's going to throw out all his nukes on me. So I'm trying to dodge them by running sort of in circles. And I managed to dodge that last one, which is going to help me survive there. Almost got me. Looks like Zeus is doing really well. He just killed Storm Spirit, being played by Fear in the top lane. Meanwhile, I'm going to go up against Shadow Fiend in the middle lane here. He does have a little bit of a level advantage, but I should be able to sort of stay fairly head-to-head with him. Especially since I did go for my first and second skills instead of my wards. Just getting a couple more creep kills. I'm almost level 6. Once I'm level 6, I'm going to feel really confident in roaming and ganking a lot harder. And this one more creep kill is going to bring me to level 6. I really should go and get my boots soon. I have 1200, and looks like they're gonna come for a gank around me. I totally don't see this since, of course, Fog of War. As you can see on the minimap, they're about to come right about now. I get stunned. Unfortunately, Mirana is also sort of in the fray. I get finished off extremely fast. Stun, slow, and the nuke from Shadow Fiend finishes me off in less than a second. And unfortunately, Pajkatt, he almost died, but he's gonna get away. And also, he had a regen rune apparently. Taking a look at the stats right now. We are doing pretty well. Zeus is level 7. The highest player on their team is Pajkatt, who is being played, who is Shadow Fiend at level 6. Dominating. Looks like Zeus took out Sven in the middle lane, so he's doing really well. Sand King, who's played by fujiapples, is doing fairly okay in the top lane. He's been farming quite a lot. So we're all doing pretty well. The score is 9-4, as you can see. Now Storm Spirit is coming towards us, so we're gonna back off a little bit. Since at that point we were kind of scared because we didn't see anyone else on the minimap, so we could very well have gotten ganked. So we're just playing it safe there. Looks like a little bit of lag right there, but it should be okay. So we're just getting some last hits. I'm trying to get 500 gold so I can finish up my Steam power treads. And I think I decide soon to go to the middle lane and let Sand King just farm everything. Yeah, so right now our team, we're feeling pretty good. It's 11-4. And we're going to go around to see if we can find anyone to gank. Looks like we're gonna find Storm Spirit. Oh, unfortunately, Sand King is gonna miss the stun right there. I throw off my nuke and my ultimate. My ultimate is really, really strong early game. A lot of people think you should only use it in the midst of a huge team fight. However, even on one-on-one ganks, you can bring someone down extremely fast with that ultimate and the nuke. And that's exactly what I did there to Crystal Maiden. Uh-oh, but now it looks like fujiapples is in a little bit of trouble. I'm gonna head out because I have no mana, so there's no way I can save him. And instead of just feeding more, I'm just gonna back out. And luckily it looks like Mirana and Yellow. Who is Yellow? Let me check. Yellow is gonna be Zeus, so Mirana and Zeus are gonna come back and back me up here in the top lane. I have no mana, but looks like Zeus had mana boots, so now I'm good for one nuke. And wow, nice arrow from Mirana, just smacking Storm Spirit right in the face. I'm gonna follow that with a poison, and he's gonna get picked off. Just too much firepower. And now we're gonna assault this top tower. I don't have my wards, unfortunately, but I think it was a pretty decent choice. Even though I can't push towers faster, I can really be a huge asset early game and try to get us the early advantage. And I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable right now. I felt like we should back off a little bit, but since those two are staying around, I'm just gonna stick around with them. But now I think I decide to back out because we only see one other player on the map. We have 3 of us up top, so we could be getting ganked by 4 players, which is actually exactly what's going on. And it looks like Zeus is gonna get caught out. I'm gonna throw out the slow and poison. We're gonna try to pick off Tidehunter there. He goes down, but going for Storm Spirit was a little bit of a mistake, but it doesn't really matter because I mean we were probably both pretty dead right there. So I died, but it's okay because we managed. Well, that was not a really good trade. We lost myself and Zeus, and we only got Tidehunter. So not the best trade for us there, but we still have the advantage going in 14-7. Meanwhile, Faceless Void, though, this whole time he's been farming bottom lane, getting free farm. So the Dire team really has to do something, or else Faceless Void is gonna get so fat. And I think I'm teleporting here in the top lane. Yep, I am. We're hoping to get some kills out. Our team is pretty strong in the early game, and we have Faceless Void to fall back on late game, so we've got a pretty good composition. So does their team, though.
Radiant structures are fortified.
But we have a lot more early game damage, I would say. Just between my first and second skills and Zeus, that's just a ton of magic damage being thrown out. Faceless Void still getting a lot of free farm there in the bottom lane. I'm not going to stick around top by myself because I'm fearing a gank. But since Mirana is there, I felt, okay, whatever, I'm just going to chill around over here. I'm going to finish up my mana ring as well as get a TP scroll just in case I get into a little bit of trouble, so I can try to teleport myself out. We see Crystal Maiden, but I don't feel like we should go for this. Yeah, we don't go for that. Just because we're not really exactly sure where everybody is. Now we see that bottom lane is getting pushed up a little bit, so I port bottom lane immediately to try to help out. Shadow Fiend's illusions are there. Not too much else. We got 3 players here. We should be in. This should be enough to engage if we really wanted to, anyways. But now it looks like wisely the Dire team is gonna back out. And we're just getting a couple last hits here. I'm actually taking them. There we go. Alright, now I think I'm going to head out to the middle lane. Following Zeus around so we can get some kills. Oh, there is Sven, but he's going to run up the hill, so we're not really going to chase after him. Gonna go in the middle lane, see if we can try to get something down on Shadow Fiend. Not really, he's gonna leave that lane. Top lane is empty right now, so somebody's really gotta get over there. And I think that's where everybody else is headed. No, I guess not.
Tower is under attack.
And Zeus now comes in with the mana boots, gives the mana to everybody, and he's gonna head top. While the three of us stick middle, I think we're gonna try to push this tower, or if not, gank around the side. Yep, so those two are gonna gank, or Mirana is gonna try to gank. I'm trying to push this tower. Uh-oh, but we see an engagement going on there in the top lane, so we're gonna decide to go. Let's go. Alright, so hopefully we get there in time to see the battle. Uh-oh, where's my guy going? I think I had a little bit of a pathing issue, or a misclick, something like that, but it's no matter. Looks like they handled themselves pretty well. Tidehunter is gonna try to get away though, but no luck. I'm gonna throw out the slow. Unfortunately, though, fujiapples or Sand King missed his stun, but it's no matter. We managed to kill Tidehunter, and unfortunately for him, he did waste the ultimate. He didn't really save himself, nor did he do anything. Looks like bottom lane, Sven was trying to get farmed up a little bit. He took a really hard hitting early game, so he couldn't really. He's very under farmed at this point, if I remember. So he's trying to get back in the game that way. And everybody's picking up their TP scrolls or whatever here in Secret Shop. So I'm gonna pick one up too. I think I tried to pick up the rest of my magic wand. And now we're gonna go through the forest again and try to gank. We could go for top lane, but it feels a little bit too dangerous right now, and since we have the advantage, we're not really gonna take huge risks like that. We just gotta play it safe, capitalize on this advantage, and slowly grow this deficit that is forming between our team and the opponent's team. So we're gonna push middle, which is a much safer tactic. Middle tower is about half HP. Everybody's here, so we're definitely gonna be able to get this down. Faceless Void, remember, is pretty farmed. I don't think he has really engaged anything yet, and he still has his ulti. There we go. Tidehunter is gonna go in and gonna get ultied by Faceless Void. I'm not gonna waste these slow on Tidehunter since he's already dead, so I went for Sven. I threw down my nuke on Sven as well as the ultimate. I think the ultimate was a little bit of a waste there, but whatever. I did it, so no point crying over what I've already done. So now we're gonna push middle. We took down Sven and Tidehunter, so they really have lost a huge part of their crowd control. So we're gonna take that advantage and bring down 2 towers in a row. Now we're feeling really good. Zeus picks up the tower kill, and we're gonna try to push this more. I think we're overextending ourselves a little bit, but I think we're just gonna get a couple more creeps, trying to push this up a little bit more. And yeah, we're gonna head back now. It's just not wise going that far in. Looks like Fear is trying to get what farm he can, so he can play a much more gank-oriented role later on. Because right now, I think he's a little bit under-farmed as well, so he's not going to be able to change the tide of a battle too much, especially with his current farm. We had Fear and Sand King facing off in the top lane there, and Fear managed to get away, since of course it's really hard to catch a Storm Spirit. And I apologize if I sometimes trade off between the names of these players and what they are playing. I think from now on, I'm just going to say the hero that they are playing, since perhaps maybe not everybody knows who these players are. But they are pretty big names in terms of like pro Dota and HoN. So here we go. Looks like I throw down the slow poison-ish, but unfortunately I miss. I just barely scratched Loda. If I had hit Loda, or if I had hit Sven, sorry, he would have been dead. But looks like there was also some issues with me shooting down the ramp. So unfortunately, those guys are going to escape to fight another day. Alright, so now it looks like I'm going to head back to base, heal up a little bit, buy some stuff with my 1600 gold. Check checking the stats right there real quick. We're doing pretty well. Of course, the hero score right now is 1910. And head back to base. Looks like they're in the top lane. Sand King is going to engage somebody. I think I head over there soon, since stuff is going to go down there in the top lane. Looks like everybody's headed out there as well. And just checking what's going on. Let's go. Moving out. As you can see, everybody's converging there in the top lane. Sand King is going to ulti, blink, and stun. Going to bring down Storm Spirit instantly. However, now he's in a pickle since he's going to get surrounded by 3 players. His Sandstorm can only do so much. Wow! Getting the stun off on Crystal Maiden, finishing her off as well. Well done by Sand King, played by fujiapples. Alright, so looks like that went well. We didn't even need to go over there. Sand King made it out alive. Looks like these players all know each other to some degree, I guess. Of course, I'm just chilling in this game like starstruck, trying to do my best. Get the slowdown on Sven, but, you know, not really going to do much. Meanwhile, I'm going to chill there in the middle lane, trying to farm a little bit more since we're not doing too much anyways. Here comes Sand King. He's going to try to get his farm on as well with the Sandstorm. And yeah, get that catapult. Anyways, looks like we're going to head down to the bottom lane. There's somebody there. And never mind. We decide to back off, but I'm still going to go. Because I see an opportunity to farm as well as maybe do some damage. I know Storm Spirit is there, so that's going to be tough. Storm Spirit's there. I think I engage him here. Yep, I'm engaging him, but he's engaging me first. Oh, crap. So now I'm in a little bit of trouble, so I throw down my Poison Gale and my Poison Nova. Oh, man, I'm almost dead. Holy crap. Did you see that that arrow from Mirana? Storm Spirit just sort of like ultied right into that arrow. That saved my ass right there. So anyways, wow, what a pro arrow there from Mirana. Even though, wow, that just... There was some aspect of luck, but I props to that arrow. Holy shit. Anyways. So, I'm feeling pretty lucky, feeling really cool right now. And, Mirana's like, dude, you like that? You like that arrow? Anyways, so now I'm going to head back to base. I think I have enough to purchase my Vanguard. I think I went for Vanguard this game because I felt fairly squishy. And especially going to get up against Storm Spirit, Tidehunter, Shadow Fiend. I just felt like I really needed some protection. But I'm going to head back to the bottom lane since it looks like my teammates might need a little bit of help. So I'm going to see what I can do here before I buy my Ring of Health and finish off that Vanguard. And, oh, I'm coming in. Let's see if I can try to pick off Loda. Unfortunately, I couldn't. Oh man, he ran away, but Storm Spirit is now back. He wants revenge, so he's going to try to finish me off. And I think I'm screwed right here, so I'm going to try to hide, but to no avail. I'm going to get picked off easily. But actually, Pajkatt, Shadow Fiend being played by Pajkatt actually is going to get the kill. So Storm Spirit jumping right back into the fight.
Dire's structures are fortified.
But we are still winning, and remember, Faceless Void this whole time again has been farming, free farming all day. So he's doing really well. The score is 23 hero kills for us, 14 hero kills for the other team. Alright, so unfortunately with that death, I lost a lot of my gold, so I'm a little bit farther away from Vanguard than I would have liked. But it's no big deal. Looked like Faceless Void had picked up his Battle Fury because he was attacking creeps, and a lot of them were being damaged. And I'm just going to try to farm up some creeps right here. Got that one. Failed the other two, unfortunately. Didn't get that one. And I got that one. Trying to make up for the goal that I lost.
Invisibility.
Right here. Okay, I gotta stop auto attacking these things and try to go for the last hits. But I'm a little bit scared to get ganked, so I'm trying to finish off these creeps really fast. And there we go. Oh, damn it! Missed that one too. Gonna get this one. No, I'm not gonna get that one either. Sand King's gonna take that one. Anyways, at this point, we're like, okay, as long as we stick together, we should be okay. We got great team fight. Faceless Void is pretty fat at this point, and we're all feeling really good. So we're gonna go through the jungle and gank. And plop down some wards just so we don't get flanked or something crazy doesn't happen. Putting wards at these critical spots. Now we're gonna head around. We don't find anybody. Smoke of deceit coming out. And we're gonna gank him here middle. Wow, Faceless Void going straight in. Look at that coordination. So here's what happened. fujiapples, Sand King, who's being played by fujiapples, goes in with the Sand King ultimate. And then Faceless Void ultimates on top of Sand King's ultimate, traps two people in, but Sand King's ultimate is still going off inside Faceless Void's ultimate. So that was like Wombo combo to the max. And we took out Crystal Maiden and Tidehunter in a matter of seconds. I tried to pick off the courier to no avail. Looks like now Storm Spirit is trying to do some harass. He's gonna get away. Now Shadow Fiend is coming around. We're pretty scared, so we're gonna back off. I'm fairly low. I popped my magic wand because I decided to go back into the fight. I'm watching out for Shadow Fiend though. He's still sort of just chilling there on the edge. I see him going in, I ping. And now we're gonna catch him. Nice stun going off on him. And he's gonna get screwed a little bit late on the Tidehunter ultimate. And Shadow Fiend's gonna go down. Urn of Shadows is gonna heal me right back up as we assault this middle tower. Gotta be careful though. Storm Fury's gonna go in, kill Zeus, and goes right back out. Great play by Fear. We gotta be really careful here. We're starting to get thinned out, and we don't want to all die, so I guess we're just gonna go back right now. Uh-oh, a little bit of lag going on as I check the tab. Looks like we're doing pretty well. There's a haste rune right there. I pinged for somebody to go get it. But I'm gonna pick up my Vanguard now. Fairly late, but it's okay. I've been doing okay without it anyways. Venomancer doesn't really need a lot of items to be that effective. And I pick up that haste rune because nobody's gonna go for it anyways. And I was gonna farm top a little bit, but I realized, hey, stick with the team. Let's get some team fights going. Let's win this game. We're winning already anyways. Looks like Sand King's gonna finish off Sven with a little bit of help from Zeus. I'm zipping around with my haste rune. Not really too sure of where to go completely, so I'm gonna head down to the bottom lane. Try to stop Storm Spirit from getting some free farm now that I have my Vanguard. I feel a little bit more tanky, so I can go head on, maybe. But he's level 15. He's 3 levels above me. I'm still a little bit cautious. And at this point, he's actually gonna come. I thought he backed off, but he didn't. He's just waiting for me, I guess, to blow one of my skeletons on me. Now he comes in from the trees. I throw down the Poison Nova and the Poison Gale, trying to get him down as much as possible. So I'm gonna head back. Looks like I'm gonna survive, but I see Marauder coming in, so I head right back into the fight. Uh-oh, but unfortunately I try to run, but Marauder blocks me off a little bit there. So I'm gonna get picked off. However, Marauder is now hot on the tail of Storm Spirit. Looks like a little bit of lag. Oh no, this lag wasn't happening in game. It's just a replay lag or something, unfortunately. So Fear is gonna try to juke a little bit, but he's very, very low on mana, so I don't think he's gonna get away. If he goes down, I'm not gonna be too sad. It's gonna be worth it. fujiapples playing Sand King is gonna go in for the stun. Finishes off Storm Spirit, excuse me. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that. Trading Storm Spirit for Venomancer is not too bad. Looks like my team's gonna go around to the bottom lane and try to take down that bottom tower. Meanwhile, I'm gonna head to middle to push up the creep lane. And then I'm gonna join my teammates there in the bottom lane. Looks like they took out Tidehunter. Meanwhile, Shadow Fiend, being played by Pajkatt, is gonna push down top tower, but we're not really gonna try to go for it.
Radiant's top tower
We're just gonna let them have it while we take bottom lane because we feel like we have such a huge advantage. We are gonna be the aggressor and we're gonna force them to react rather than us reacting to Shadow Fiend pushing our tower. So we're gonna, like, you know what, F that. Gonna push and force him to come back. And he's gonna have to because now we're gonna push Rex. So I'm gonna ignore those creeps. Gonna head to the bottom lane to help push.
Structures are fortified.
Fortification goes down, so our team is gonna back off just temporarily. And I'm gonna come and throw down the wards for some vision above the ramp. Some more vision going off right there. Mirana arrow goes off, actually hits Tidehunter on the very edge. I'm gonna throw out my Poison Gale. It's gonna hit Sven. Faceless Void goes in for the ultimate. Unfortunately, I'm in that too, but he caught Crystal Maiden and Tidehunter. Meanwhile, Sand King goes in with the ultimate, brings down Storm Spirit and Shadow Fiend to almost no HP. I throw down the Poison Gale and the Poison Nova and get a double kill on both Storm Spirit and Shadow Fiend. So we took out all their hard hitters right now. Looks like Storm Spirit has bought back into the game. So we're going to be careful a little bit, but we have a huge advantage now. We're probably going to get this rack. Fear playing Storm Spirit is going to go in right now. Going to try to pick off Sand King. Not being able to do so because of the sandstorm, and now we're going to pick him off, but he's going to run away with his ultimate. Of course, it's really, really hard to catch a Storm Spirit, especially one being played by Fear. Anyways, looks like Warden playing Zeus is going to go in for the nuke and finishes off Storm Spirit. And we are feeling really great right now. Both Shadow Fiend and Storm Spirit are down. They only have their supports up, and they really can't do anything since Space of Void is so fat. Sand King's can go in for the stun. This is, there we go, that's the sandstorm going off. We're just gonna dismantle Zeus right there, not Zeus, but Sven right there. Crystal Maiden also getting caught. Now all their supports are down too. This game is just about over. We took down bottom racks and all of them are still dead. And now I think we're gonna push middle or something, but at this point it's pretty much over. But we're going to back out now, just playing it safe. I mean, against these guys, anything can happen. So for me, I pick up an ultimate orb. I was like, maybe I'll get a Mantis style or something, but I don't really expect to, because the game is pretty much over anyways. Just farming a little bit, waiting for my team to recuperate and get ready for the next push, I suppose. Picking that up, that's going to help my survivability, help with just a little bit of everything. Killing some centaurs here. I think at this point everybody's just finishing up their items, just topping off their gold to buy that last item. I'm meeting up with Zeus right here. He's going to fill me up with some mana. And we're going to go for the push middle. I think this is going to be our last push to finish the game off with. Oh, crap. Storm Spirit going to go in to try to do something, but he's going to zoom right out because he sees 4 of us there. Oh, Mirana arrow. Oh, just missing Storm Spirit right there. But looks like Sand King's going to be able to go in and stun him out so we can finish him off. Tidehunter looks like he's going to be in a little bit of trouble right there too. Throwing down the ward for extra vision. And he is going to get finished off right there by Mirana's last arrow. And now we picked off 2 of their players. Tidehunter was a huge pick off as well as Storm Spirit. So now we are feeling pretty safe to push. And we're gonna pick off a little bit of the random structures here in the bottom before assaulting middle lane. Here we go. Gonna try to take down the middle racks. Mirana's gonna pop her Manta style to take down this tower. It's gonna fall without too much of a fight. They can't really do anything at this point, especially with no Tidehunter. They don't have that huge, massive disable working for them. Looks like Shadow Fiend is just running around invisible in the middle of that battle. But again, he can't really do anything against the 5 of us. Sven's gonna come in with a BKB, stuns Mirana, but we are all there. We're gonna help him out. Faceless Void is gonna ulti up. The Shadow Fiend's gonna bring him down. Crystal Maiden looks like she's in a little bit of trouble. I throw down the Poison Nova just to get a little bit more damage off on these guys to make sure they don't run away. Get that dot off. Looks like that helped me out because I finished off Sven with that when he's trying to run away. And Fear is the only player left alive on their team. He's gonna run back to base because he knows he can't do anything up against all 5 of us who are up. The melee barracks for the middle lane has fallen. There goes the ranged racks. And this is just about GG right here. There's not much else left to say except, oh, never mind. Looks like Fear's gonna go and try to get something done, but she's gonna get stunned and disabled and slowed and all that. I think he's just doing that for fun because he knows it's over anyways. So that's about it. There's not too much to talk about anymore. I encourage you guys to stick around until the end of the FPVOD, or at least fast forward to it, because the Dire has a new animation for when they lose. Their main structure kind of explodes, but the camera does some crazy stuff and it looks awesome. So I suggest you fast forward to the end and watch that. So that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm gonna keep this running until the end, and that's gonna be it for this FPVOD series. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.
Middle tower has fallen.
Your downfall.
Dire's Ancient is under attack.
My body cast upon
Dire's Ancient. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's Ancient is under attack. Radiant victory.